Hey, how you doing? Justin here again. Here we are for lesson 5, which is about using your blues licks. Now, the thing that's really important that you suss out is that you can use the one lick over and over again. The idea of doing a blues solo isn't just stringing together loads of licks. It's using one lick really well. If we go back to my initial analogy about saying that licks are like words, then the way to think of it is this is conjugating your verb. This is trying to find as many different ways of using the one word as you can. So what I'm going to do is just show you a couple of examples of that. I'm going to use a backing track which is on my really useful play along tracks, and actually a free download as well. So if you go to the products section of my website and go to really useful play along tracks, which I think at the moment is on the bottom, if you click on that, have a look at the CD. A bit further down the page you'll find some examples, and you can actually download this backing track, 12-bar blues backing track, for free. So you might want to go and check that out and use that to practice your 12-bar blues licks. If you don't use that, just find any other backing track. It doesn't have to be specifically that one, but that one works good. So what we're going to do first of all is just show you a little bit about using a couple of these licks in different ways, the different ways that you might want to use this. And the idea would be that you play a lick and then you maybe use a little bit of the scale. You know, that's what the scale's for. It's kind of, you know, you're picking out letters from the alphabet to join up your words, like you would say use the words B and A and V to join up your other nouns or verbs or adjectives or whatever you happen to be saying. That analogy kind of runs out of steam a bit there, but okay, so I'm just going to, I just discovered my Apple computer has this remote control and I've never used it before, but it seems to be, if I click it, the song starts. Oh, it should do. It's whirring. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh! Let's play the wrong song. Okay, here we go. So, here was our first lick, which was this. Yeah? So you can keep using that like... And that will be, and can you believe it, now my phone's going. Okay, phone call finished. So, hopefully you got a bit of a look at the way that I was using that one lick in lots of different ways. It's a really, really important skill that you learn how to just take one lick and try and turn it into a whole solo. If you listen to some of the great old blues masters, your Freddie King, B.B., Albert King, that group, the King's a really good place to start with blues because it's kind of fairly straightforward, it's not too complex, quite easy to work out. If you listen to that stuff, you'll hear very often they do solos with like 2 and 3 notes, like one lick for a whole solo, like 2 or 3 times around a 12-bar blues progression. So it's a really good idea to try and get into this. Take one lick. That backing track that you can get from my site is 5 minutes long. So if you were to take one lick and try and practice that one lick for 5 minutes, you'll really get a good feeling for exactly the different ways of using it. And you can kind of, the way I think of it is it's like you can go forwards, you can play the lick backwards, you can play the first part of the lick and then kind of keep going up to the first part. I don't know, if we take lick number 3 that I gave you, which was this, you could just keep repeating that first one. You could get stuck on the last 2 notes and go, or you could leave off the bend on the second time and go like, or you could just keep doing that last bend over again. You could play it backwards. So by experimenting with that one lick, it really starts to, as a listener, it kind of makes sense, because whoever's telling you the story is using kind of the same word and talking about the same things. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, it's a way of expressing yourself through using, like you're talking about the one thing rather than just talking about loads of different things. Now, eventually, you probably don't want to play like one lick for the whole solo. You might use 3 or 4 or 5 different licks, maybe even more, but you start to find little ways of joining them together, which comes on to the next really important bit. Again, I talked about this a little bit on the beginner's course, is the idea of phrasing and being able to speak in sentences. Because you don't just speak continuously, you play a bit and then you rest a bit. So the idea is not just to play like the one lick, but to play it, and then it's okay to leave a space. It's okay to have a full stop in your solo. So if I do, let's say I take lick number 3 and I'm going to start using it, and I'm going to try and put a bit of space in there so you can hear the idea of using space in the lick. So let me just flick it back to the beginning. No, that's gone to the wrong song again. Here we go. This should work now. Here we go. So lick number 3. Using mixer scale as well. Uh-oh, lick number 1 snuck in. Number 5. Okay, so hopefully you heard a little bit that I was kind of playing a lick and having little gaps, sometimes to tell you what licks I was playing. Right at the end there, I played all of the 5 licks that we've done in order, just so you can kind of hear them in a real context. Of course, I'm not trying to show you like an amazing blues solo. I'm trying to teach you and show you like here's some licks and here's how you can string them together. So the next step for you, download a backing track, try and play about with those 5 licks as best you can. Really fiddle about, playing backwards, playing forwards, try playing 5 minutes on 1 lick. Try playing just 2 licks, mucking around with that. Try using 1 lick mainly and then sometimes throwing in the other lick. There was one point in there where I said, I don't know if you hear me over the backing track when I talked, but you know, I was showing you lick number 3 and then lick number 1 snuck in. And the kind of the point of doing all of these licks so much is that they become kind of natural to your playing, and you just play them. You don't. It's not like if I'm doing a solo, I'm thinking, right, I'll play lick number 1 and then lick number 3 and lick number 21X or whatever. You know, it's just you play, and hopefully you've done it enough that the licks just kind of come out by themselves. You've got to practice it over and over again through repetition to get that kind of instinctive playing happening. Otherwise, you'll always just be kind of playing by numbers, and that's not really the best thing. So this will probably be the last one I think I'm going to film today, because I'm starting to get really tired and I'm really hungry. So have a bit of a go at doing this, and I'll try and get another installment of blues licks and some more blues tricks for you to have a play around with really soon. So enjoy what we've got so far, take care of yourselves, practice hard, and I'll see you soon. Peace, dudes.